Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome today. I am Michelle Valenti with the American Parkinson Disease Association. Today, we are going to be doing a cardio and strength class in that order. So all you need today is weights for later if you want them. You can get them out now if you want. Lots of space to move around. And of course, a sturdy chair. We will use the chair later in the strength part. Also, make sure you have water nearby. So today is also, I wanted to just mention, today is October the 2nd, 2025. That is why I'm in orange and green, because it's officially October. All right, so let's start by standing with our feet about shoulder width apart, our toes pointed forward. We're going to bend our knees just a little bit to make them soft. Bring your arms out to the side. Let's try to straighten our arms. They could be shoulder height or a little lower. And let's start with some small circles forward and around. We're going to warm up our back and shoulders first. So look out at those arms and see if you can get them straight. Okay, and as we do all our warm up and our exercises, we're going to make sure we're taking in long, deep breaths. Okay, making sure we get lots of oxygen to our muscles today. Let's stop and go backwards. Good. All right, bring those arms down. And then now let's make a big fist, okay, right in front of our shoulders. And we're going to straighten our arms out in front and bend them back. Straighten and bend. And as you straighten, I want you to open your fingers really, really wide. Separate them from each other. Okay, so you feel that in all of your fingers and your joints. Once again, we're straightening as best as we can. Good. We're warming up those elbows and shoulders. Now let's take those arms straight out to the sides. Straight again, as straight as you can get them. Good. Nice. Now let's go straight down to our sides and curl up. Same thing too. We're opening those fingers nice and wide every time we straighten our arms. Really good. Really nice and straight. That's great. All right. Now we're going to make those fists again in front of our shoulders. Make sure our knees are a little bent. Okay. And then we're going to do some small circles around and forward. Kind of like we're either swimming or pedaling a bike with our hands. And I want you to start trying to turn that waist a little bit. Turn your hips. And move those shoulders forward and around. This helps to get that whole upper body moving. Good. Real big. Try to get those shoulders big forward movements. Nice. There you go. Good job. All right. Now we're going to shake out those arms and shoulders. And we're going to start with our waist a little bit, doing some twisting. Okay, so we're going to take our hands to the right side of our body, all the way around to the left side. So we're going back and forth. I want you to turn that waist the best you can. Okay, start moving that spine a little bit. Going at your own pace. Good. See if you can get those hands a little further behind you. A little bit more turning in that waist. All right. Good job. All right. Now, bring those arms straight out in the front. We're going to keep our back straight. Bend forward at the waist and act like you're reaching for something in front of you. So we bend, we reach. And then we stand up using that core and pull back and open the chest. So it's reach, forward and bend, stand up, pull back. Good. Reach and pull back. Now, as you reach, try to open up the top of your back a little bit. So we're opening up right there along our shoulder blades. Good. Let's do a few more of these. That's it. Nice. And one more. Okay, good. All right, let's start with our feet. We're going to do some toe raises. So lifting those toes up off the floor. Let's do one at a time. You can try both if you're feeling really balanced. But we really want to get those toes up high so we feel those ankles start to move. And we're going to even feel the front of our calves a little bit. Good. All right, now let's do the same thing with our heels. Okay, pull those heels up off the floor. Squeezing your ankles and calves. Good, nice and high up onto those toes. Really nice, good, good. Okay, now let's lift up just the right toe and we're gonna spin on our heel, tap out and lift it, spin on your heel, tap in towards the other foot. So we're not only turning that ankle, we're turning our hip. It helps if your feet are a little closer together now. Bend those knees. Good. Now let's try the other side. Same thing. We're tapping out and in, spinning on that left heel. Really nice. Good job. So opening up that left hip a little bit. All right. So let's bring those toes back straight in front. We're going to start with just a little walk in place. If you need to move around with your walk, that's fine too. Try to swing those arms. Good. So just getting that whole body moving now. Let's see if we can get the opposite arm to come up with our leg. Okay, so it looks like this, where we're swinging that opposite arm up. That's our normal gait. Sometimes it gets a little messed up. We have to really think about it. Yeah. And you know what happens too is standing in place is harder. Sometimes walking forward helps you get that normal gait back. So that's why I mean, if you need to walk around a little bit, you can. Just don't walk into anybody else. Don't walk into your weights. All right, now we are going to go ahead and stand back in place. And we're just going to start lifting that right knee up towards our chest as high as we can. So now we're going for height here. Real big movement. Just the right side for a count of 10. I'm going to also swing my arms. That helps me get my legs up higher. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. All right, now let's do some stepping sideways. Okay, make sure your weights are not in your path. We're going to take 2 steps to the right, or with both feet, I should say, and then back to the left with both feet. Right and left. Let's make sure we're lifting those knees up nice and high. Okay, we don't have to go super wide. We want to go nice and high with those knees, like we're stepping over something. Good. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay. So that was our warm-up. Go ahead and grab a quick drink if you need it. And what we're going to do is start out with some cardio movement. Okay. We're going to say it's cardio / big movements. Okay. Because we want to make sure that we're lifting our knees high. We're going to make sure our arms are really nice and long. Okay. So we don't want to go for speed. We want to go for big. The cardio moves themselves will take care of that heart rate. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to, and we'll do these moves for about a minute each, okay, or as long as you can do them. If you need to take a break, say after 30 or 40 seconds, you can do that. Just stand in place, have a seat if you need to, take some breaths if your heart rate seems to feel like it's a little high, okay? All right, so first movement is we're going to do jumping jack arms, okay, which really elevates that heart rate. Now, if it hurts your shoulders to go up over your head like that, you can bring your arms out in the front, keep them nice and long, okay? Or maybe at an angle, okay? So if this hurts, you're just going to do the same arms, but maybe a little bit lower. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just high knees as we're doing our jumping jack arms for 1 minute. All right, ready? Let's go. So once again, you can go at your own pace with these moves. So that means if you want to speed it up, you can, but make sure that you're not making your moves smaller just to go faster, okay? We want to keep nice big arms, nice high knees. Good. Make sure you're still taking those deep breaths in and out. We have about 15 seconds left. Good. 3, 2, 1. All right, so in between moves, take a few breaths, deeper breaths. Make sure your heart rate is not too high. Okay, and the easiest way to do that is if you need to, you can talk out loud to somebody if you want. If you can't speak out loud, your heart rate's probably a little too high. Okay, so the next move is going to be some side stepping, just like we did in our warm-up. You're going to step to the right and step to the left, but where our arms are going to go out wide, okay, like this. We want to keep them straight, and every time we step, we're opening those arms up and closing them, okay? All right, so another minute on the clock. Ready? Let's go. We also want to make sure we're taking those nice, big, high steps, lifting those knees up off the floor. So we're not just stepping out, we're stepping right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. There you go. Good. Lifting those knees up nice and high. Same thing too. You can go at your own pace, keeping it nice and big though. Good. About 15 seconds again. Three, 2, 1. Nice. All right. Take some deep breaths in and out. Remember, you can have a seat if you need it. Always get a drink when you need it. Okay. We're going to be taking about 30-second breaks, something like that. I'm not going to be too crazy about the time. Just going to kind of watch the room and see. And everybody seems to be ready. We'll start again. But the next move, it's going to require a little more balance. So if you need the chair to hold on to, you want to turn it to the side, okay, like this, because you can use that. We're going to do kicks, okay? And what we want to do with the arms is push straight out in front, straightening our arms, okay? So if you need to hold on to the chair for balance to get those legs up, you're going to do one arm, okay? It's all right. You don't have to do both arms, all right? Or you can turn halfway through and do the other side with your arm, okay? Or you can practice that balance. Okay, so as we lift and kick through our heels, we're balancing on one foot. So this is a nice exercise to practice our balance. We're also moving our arms, which makes you more unbalanced. So be really careful with this. Go at your own pace. All right, let's go. 1 minute again. And we really want to push those arms out in front, straightening them every time. Good. Nice. Keep going. Keep taking those deep breaths. And 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. All right, next up, we're going to do some bicep curls as we're doing heel raises in the back. Okay? Now, this is where we keep our knees down, bring those heels up. So we're working the back of our legs, our hamstrings this time. Make sure you're not going to be kicking the front of your chair. So if you're standing in front of a chair and you bring your heels up, you might be kicking it. So step away from that chair a little bit. Remember, we're curling our arms as we curl those legs up. 1 minute. Let's go. So we want to bend and straighten every time. Make it a nice, big, long arm as you release that curl. Good. Try to get those heels up really high, kicking yourself in the rear end. They call these butt kicks. Good. We're halfway. "15 seconds. That's it. Just keep moving those feet. Whoops. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Take a little bit longer break. We're going to go back to our high knees again. We're going to change our arms. Okay. First time we went through, we did high knees and we did jumping jack arms. This time we're going to try to push our arms straight up every time we raise those knees. Okay. So just like in the jumping jack, if it hurts your shoulders at all to raise your arms up high towards the ceiling, do it more of an angle or straight out in front. Okay. The higher you go, the higher your heart rate will go. But let's not hurt our shoulders. All right, 1 minute. Ready? Let's go. Nice high knees. Try to get those knees up towards your chest. Remember, we want to try to straighten those arms no matter where we're at. We're trying to straighten them, make them big. Good. Keep going. We're halfway. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, take some deep breaths. We're going to go back to our side steps and change our arms again. Okay, this time, as we step to the side, we're going to do our jumping jack arms. Okay, so it's right, left with our feet, left, right. Arms are going up every time. So it looks like this. Okay? Or variation thereof. You don't have to be perfect. But remember, we want big high knees and big arms. All right, 1 minute again. Ready? Let's go. This also counts for coordination, right? Good. Nice high knees. Great job. Let's go 15 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, get a quick drink. We have 2 more to go. Okay, so the next move is our kicks again. Okay, so once again, kicking requires a little bit more balance. It takes a while to lift each leg up like that. All right, so what we're going to do with our arms this time is go straight out to the sides, in and out with our arms as we're kicking. So once again, you can hold on and do your kicks and one arm at a time if you want. You can change part of the way through and turn if you want to do the other arm. All right, 1 minute again. Ready? Let's go. Good, nice straight arms, nice job. Starting to get a little warm in here. We're over halfway. And 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's get a lot of arms on that one too. Lots of shoulders. All right, our last one before we switch up to strength. We're going to do those butt kicks again. And we're going to spin our arms. Okay? Twirling them in front, disco style. Okay? All right, so remember, with our heel raises or butt kicks, you're trying to get those heels up behind you towards your rear end, squeezing the back of your legs. Make sure you're plenty far in front of your chair so you don't kick your chairs with your heels. All right, last one, 1 minute. Let's go. Good. Squeeze those hamstrings. Nice job. This is a little coordination too. We're over halfway. Ooh, my arms are getting tired. Oh, and I lost my microphone. Look at that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Go ahead and have a seat and take a little break and get a drink. We're going to let our heart rate get all the way down before we start with our strength moves. Okay, so we're going to start with some strength with our legs. Okay, so once you get up, if you want to use the chair again, you can hold on to it. We're going to do some squat holds. Okay, so that means we're going to get into a squat position and we're going to hold it there for about 30 seconds or as long as you can. Okay, so when we do that, we want to make sure that when we're squatting, our knees are not jetting out forward over our toes. We want to be low in our squat, but we want to be able to see our toes. Our knees need to be back, not forward. Okay, so we're down as far as we can. We're squeezing our quads right here. Now, when you get into that position, like I said, you can hold onto your chair. If that makes you feel more comfortable, that will keep you from falling over, but you're definitely going to be able to get that quad work in. So if you feel uncomfortable, make sure you're holding on. We're going to do that 3 times, okay, with a break in between. All right, so everybody back up. And I can't stress enough that when you're in that squat hold, make sure you're taking those deep breaths in and out. Sometimes when we hold something, we hold our breath. All right, so I'm going to keep reminding you to breathe. All right, so we want our feet about shoulder width apart. Our toes are forward. We're going to go down into that lowest squat we can. We're going to hold it here. And we're going to make sure we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So you're sitting back like you're going to sit in a chair. Your quads are going to start to burn. That's normal. It shouldn't be painful. You should not feel your knees. If you do, you're probably pushing into your knees. Sit back a little further. Keep breathing. We're almost done with our first one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Shake those legs out if you need to. They get real tight right here. Okay, I'm making sure. Does anybody feel dizzy at all from that? Okay. If you do, you're probably holding your breath. So make sure you're breathing nice deep breaths. All right, it's going to get harder into the second one. Come up if you need to. All right, we ready? Let's go. Deepest squat you can get. We're going to hold it. Make sure you're breathing. Squeeze your quads. That's the top of your legs. That's where your strength is going to come from here. And that is what we're trying to get stronger. Deep breaths. We're halfway. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Deep breaths here. Shake out those legs if you need to. We're going to try one more. Take a couple big, deep breaths. All right, we're going to attempt this last one. It's going to be really hard this last time, but I think you can do it. If you start to feel dizzy at all, though, please come up, get a drink, and rest. All right, last one. Let's go. Nice and deep. Take those deep breaths in and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Concentrate on your quads and your breathing. We're halfway. We're over halfway. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, shake out those legs. We're going to sit to do the next exercise. Great job. So you get a little burning going on in those quads. We're going to work on our chest and shoulders a little bit next. What? Okay, chest and shoulders. I don't know. Some people like to do upper body strength. Now this next one is going to be a lot of shoulder work. So start with your weights if you want. If the weights feel too heavy, then put them down to finish or get lighter weights. We are going to do these 3 times. So you will have time to go get lighter weights if you need to. So this is going to mimic a machine, right, where you see at exercise gyms. So we're going to do our chest press. We start with our arms bent at the elbows. Okay, we're going to sit up nice and tall. You can lean into your chair, but try to straighten up your back. Okay, what we're going to do is try to bring our elbows and weights together in front of our body. Squeezing our chest, back, and shoulders. Open up. All right, so we're going to attempt 15 or as many as you can do. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. All right, we're going to do active rest. That means we're going to move before we do our next chest press. We're going to do bicep curls. It's a completely different muscle group. So we're going to do hammer curls seated. That means our weights are pointed up like our thumbs. We're going to curl the top of the weights to our shoulders and all the way straight for 15. All right, let's go. 1, 2. We want to try to sit up tall again. Use that core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, now we're going to attempt our chest press again for 15 more. So remember, we want to keep our elbows bent in a 90-degree angle. Our arms are 90 degrees. We're going to try to bring our elbows and our weights together in front. Open up, sitting up nice and tall. Use that core. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Second set gets pretty hard. All right, so I'll make you feel better because we'll do our biceps next. Our biceps are much stronger. Okay, so we're going to do our second set of hammer curls. Weights are down to our sides. We're curling all the way to our shoulders and straight down. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So while we're doing these, try to sit up. Use that core to sit up nice and tall. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I know, people wish that I did not do as many reps. I've always done 15 reps of everything since I started strength training a long time ago. It's higher than most people do. All right, so we have one more set left because you know I like to do 3 sets of everything. So our last set, now remember, if it starts bothering your shoulder at all, please put your weights down. Continue without those weights. All right, last set. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Woo, you might be sore tomorrow. That's good. Good sore's good. All right, we have one more set of bicep curls. These are going to feel like nothing after those chest presses. All right, last set of curls for 15. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. All right, so let's put our weights down for now. Get a drink. We're going to do our sit to stands next. So we're not quite done with those legs. So if you can do your sit to stands without using your hands, try to do that, or at least some of them, okay? But certainly if you need to use your hands to push off the chair, that's okay to do that. We want our feet out in the front, not tucked back, okay? And when we stand, we want to stand right into our heels, okay? Not forward into our toes, but into our heels. So dig those heels into the floor. Okay, we're using those quads, and then we're going to stand up. I'm going to reach up and get real big at the top. Okay, real tall, stretching out, and sit back down. Okay, once again, 15, that's my favorite number. All right, we ready? Let's go. 1, 2, that's okay if you use your hands to stand. 3, 4, 5, good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, let's pick up our weights. So we're going to do upward rows now. Okay, one of the best exercises for your back. You can do these in your chair if you want. Make sure you're scooted all the way to the front of your chair, because if you don't, your elbows will bang on the arms, okay? If you want, you can stand and do these too, okay? Totally up to you. I'm going to stand. but you can do them seated if you want to rest. Remember, we're squeezing our shoulder blades together in the back. So our elbows stay close to our body. Okay? We're not curling our arms. We're squeezing our back. All right, so for 15 again, ready? 1, 2, there you go, good. 3, squeeze those shoulder blades together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, have a seat. We're going to do our second set of sit to stands. You can use your hands to push off the chair. You can put your weights down if you want, or you could keep your weights and use your weights as you stand. I'm going to push mine up. You don't have to do that. You can just stand with them. You don't have to go high, or you can do that without weights. All right, so everybody do their own thing with this, but we want to try to get our 15 sit to stands. So make sure those feet are out in the front. Toes are forward, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are looking so good. 9, 10. 5 more if you can. 11, 12, 13, 14. That's okay. And 15. All right. We're getting there. No, that was 2. I know all those tricks, you know. I know all the tricks. So I've been training for about 20 years now, and I know all the tricks. But as you well know, that I do get messed up when I count. That's why I count out loud. But if I start talking during my counting, I can get messed up. All right, we're going to do our second set of upward rows. You can definitely do 15 of those. All right, so remember, we're squeezing our back. We're almost there. We're almost to the end. All right, so seated or standing, let's go. 1, 2, really focus on those shoulder blades coming together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. We have one more set to go. So remember, you don't have to do every one of these. We're going to attempt to do 15. Do as many as you can. Okay? All right, make sure you breathe in and out each time. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're doing fine. 8, 9. You feel your core with these, right? 10, 11. 4 more. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Nice job. See, I knew you can do it. All right, we only have 15 upward rows, and then we'll stretch. We're almost done. All right, so let's get these done with our weights. Ready? 15, and then you can rest and stretch. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And you are done. All right, have a seat, get a drink, and we're going to stretch. So because you probably loved this workout so much, you can now do it every day if you want, because it's on YouTube now. Isn't that awesome? So maybe twice a day, exactly. All right, so let's start with our hamstrings. We're going to sit to the front of the seat and bring our right heel out. Okay, try to straighten that leg. And then you're going to want to lean forward a little bit, push that leg straight. You should feel that stretch all the way up the back of your leg. If you want, you can add that toe reach. Makes it a nice deeper stretch. Also, you might feel your lower back a little bit. I like to stretch my lower back like this too. Make sure you're taking those deep breaths in and out. Good. All right, let's sit up and switch those legs. We can do the same thing with our left leg. I'm going to lean forward, reach for the toe if you want, and make sure we're taking those deep breaths in and out. Good. All right, let's sit up and scoot to the back of your chair. We're going to try to stretch our hips and glutes a little bit. So leave your left foot down and bring your right leg up and over the top. Okay. Then we're going to take our knee and try to pull it in towards our chest and over towards the opposite shoulder. That will open up that right glute area, right in here. It should feel really good, maybe a little uncomfortable. Gets really tight. Okay, this will really help if you have lower back issues. This will help that as these muscles get really tight in our hips, and then they end up pulling on your lower back. So this helps to open that up, relieves a little of that pressure on the lower back. This will help. If that's what it's caused from, it's definitely what causes mine. My glutes and my hips get real tight. All right, now we're going to take our hands, put them on top of our inner thigh, and push that leg down. So as we're pushing now, we're kind of pushing it away from our body, and we're trying to open up that hip flexor on the top. And that gets tight from all those squat holds we did, and our knee raises, and our sit to stands. We use the top part of that quad. So we're stretching that out now. All right, let's switch our legs, starting with our left glute and hip. We're going to try to pull that knee up towards our chest and over towards the opposite shoulder. Good. All right, let's take our hands now, place them on that inner thigh and push our leg down and kind of away from our body. Make sure you're still taking those deep breaths in and out. Good. All right, we're going to put our feet down. Let's do a little twist for our back, our spine. We're going to grab one side of our chair and turn our body that same way around as far as it'll go. We're going to hold it there and take some breaths in and out. Good. Let's release and slowly start going towards the other side. Same thing. Good. And back to the center. All right, now we're going to stretch out our back a little bit. We're going to clasp our hands, push our shoulders forward, making our arms nice and long, and drop the chin down towards your chest. And you should feel that in your upper back and shoulders. All right, now we're going to lower our arms, lift our chin up to the ceiling. Okay, stretching through the neck. Now open those arms up nice and wide to stretch through the chest. Good. All right, let's drop our arms. We're going to bend forward, reach down for your toes, keeping your head above your heart. We're going to stretch that lower back a little bit more. Now, using your core, your lower abs and your lower back, we're going to lift our body up tall, reach up to the ceiling, and take a deep breath in. Exhale as we lower back down, reaching for our toes. Inhale as we reach up over our head again. And let's do one more like that. Down. And up. And we are done for today. Nice job, everyone. All right. Thank you all for joining me at home. Remember, today is October the 2nd. You can look for this video by Googling that date. So I hope to see you all again real soon. And thanks for joining. Bye-bye now. Good. I'm glad you stayed, Alan.